Good morning, everybody. Happy Moonday. Anthony Rodriguez here, walking crow for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. Aho shinawana honata. Aho shinawana he. Aho. Aho. Hope everybody's having a good day here in Los Angeles. I'm here in Los Angeles till Thursday, and it's raining, and it's wet, and it's beautiful, and it's just another day. I hope you guys are. I think a lot of you are. Your kids are back at school, and you're having to battle traffic and battle waking up in the morning and grabbing the coffee first and all those things. I don't know what that's like because I don't have children, but I want you to know that I am with you today. I'm holding space for you, and I am with your kids because they're all my kids. I tell that to people every time they ask me if I have children. I say no, but they're all my children, and I keep an eye on them, and I keep an eye on their parents as well. Aho, aho. So, what I want to talk about today is Moon Day. Today is Moon Day, and we had the new moon on Friday and the partial eclipse. Wait, was the new moon on Thursday or Friday? I don't even remember. But we had the partial solar eclipse, and the energies are moving. That eclipse is going to last about 6 months. Then we got another one next week. So we've got some stuff to look forward to. But I'm saying that it's Moon Day. Moon Day is always thought of the first day of the weekend. It's not. Sunday is sun, manifestation, direction of the east, direction of great spirit, direction of the male energy, direction of the born and the unborn, springtime. Springtime, new beginnings. Aho, aho. So, saying that, it's not the first day of the week, but it's Moon Day. I always refer to it as Moon Day, and I do that joyfully because I love Grandmother Moon. Aho. She's the polar opposite of the divine masculine energy. She's a feminine energy. She's the energy of letting go. She's the energy of darkness, and she allows us to be in the darkness so we can see into the light. Aho. So we can heal ourselves and create a new way of being, and create a new way of walking, a new way of moving, a new way of manifesting into the world, just like her polar opposite in the East. Aho, aho, aho. So what I want to say to you today is, how many of you, I'm going to ask you this question first, do things out of duty? Duty, not dookie, but sometimes it turns into dookie. How many of you do things out of duty? And how many of you feel like you have to because it was the way you were brought up? It's what's expected of you. It's what your parents wanted. It's what their grandparents wanted of them, and that's what they want of you. How many think that you have to live up to the spoken and unspoken expectations of the dangling carrot of your husband, of your wife, of your child, of your society, of your neighbors, of your community, common unity? How many of you feel that way? I've been kind of an outcast for quite a long time. I wouldn't say an outcast, but I'm going to tell a little bit of the story, and then I'm going to move on. In the second grade, I was flunked. I was flunked because I was the one who was questioning. I was the one that they said couldn't sit still. I was the one that they diagnosed at that time as hyperactive. And the people that diagnosed me as hyperactive were school teachers at a Catholic school who didn't have a full credential of teaching or didn't have a credential on children or teaching children or being with children. They had all had partial credentials in that time. And then we were taught by the nuns who didn't have any credential at all. So saying that, I was flunked. I was left behind. My tribe went on without me. I didn't realize that at the time. So, fast forward a lot of years later, I moved through life without a tribe. I don't have any really close friends in Los Angeles, almost none, if any. And I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings about that in Los Angeles. However it lands on you is not my business. It's your business. So you can call me later if you want to talk about it. But, so I've really walked through life without a tribe, without any tribe. I really don't have people to call when I need to call. There are a few. Master Seal is somebody that I can call. Emma Molina Niquez, I can call her. They always return my calls. They're teachers. My friend Shakoba Hawkwing, she is an amazing shaman in Pasadena. And these people are some of the people that call me back and that I confer with. So saying that, moving forward with no tribe, spending a lot of time doing what I do, and I've never really kind of fit this square peg into a round hole. It just has never happened. So over the last few years, I've lost a marriage. I've let go of jobs because I have stepped into the medicine that has stepped into me. Aho, because I don't say no, I say yes. When Great Spirit or the guides say, Anthony, we need you to do this. They said make drums, so I taught myself to make drums. They said go into the wilderness, go into the canyons and the mountains and do soul release for people who have crossed over. They said go gather sage. So I create a ceremony for gathering sage. And there's ceremony for all these things that I do. There's ceremony when I get up in the morning. When I get up in the morning, I sit up in the bed for about 2 or 3 hours sometimes. I sit quietly. And sometimes I spend time sending out messages that are given to me. But I spend time with myself quietly. Now, on Thursday, I'm going to be leaving Los Angeles for Blythe, California, because I'm going to a conference where I've been offered an opportunity to vend my drums, sell my drums, be a vendor. I'll be doing energy healings there. I'll be doing drum healings there. I'll be sharing my voice with people. I'm actually there to meet people and to be be a starseed amongst other stars. Aho. I'm going to say it that way. So mixing with the energies, being in common unity with the community that I haven't really lived with, people who are like me. Aho. So, and I'm not saying that people in LA aren't like me, but you know. Anyways, so I'm saying that because I will be in Blythe, California for 3 or 4 days, starting Thursday morning, and then I will be moving on to Sedona. And I have a community in Sedona that I love very much, and that's where I feel called to be. Now, saying that, when I started as a healer, I did a soul release with an amazing shaman named Amanda Folger here in Los Angeles in Topanga Canyon, and what happened with that soul release is that she said your child came out of the tree into your arms. And I was confused because I didn't know that I was going to go with her wherever it was that she went, because I knew nothing about what it is that she does or what the things that I do now. And fast forward about a year ago, I was sitting with my mom and I was talking to her about the fruit trees in our yard in Pacoima where I grew up, and how I used to sit in a tree in the shade of the tree in the heat of the sun in the summertime, and how I used to sit in that tree and I would eat plums and just sit there by myself. And as I was telling her the story, see, it comes up in the emotion because this story was so important. This happened when I was 8 years old. Eight is an infinite number. It's 8 years old. I was flunked in the 2nd grade. My tribe went on without me. And what happened was I told her, I was talking about the story about being in the tree. And as I was telling her the story, she faded out of my view and she was doing what she was doing, and she wasn't listening to what I was saying, but my heart was listening to what I was saying. And what I realized was that tree that I was sitting in is the tree that I came out of. Whew, powerful, powerful medicine in the soul retrieval. That is the tree that I came out of. And as I'm sitting there and she's paying no attention, I start to Google what the meaning of plum tree means. And in Asia, whether you're in Japan, whether you're in Korea, whether you're in China, wherever in Asia, plum tree is tree of life. Aho. So I'm plumb full of life. I came out of the tree of life where I had lived for a lifetime. And I had to integrate the child with the man with the child. And how many of you have done that? How many of you have left your child behind? I did, and I had to apologize to my child. I had to give forgiveness to myself for allowing myself to leave me behind. Aho. Now, I am fully integrated with that child now, and I live with that child, and that child lives with me. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, feel free to reach out to me at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com or reach out to me at area code 818-442-1717, or come to one of my many events, and you can ask me in person, and you can hear the story in person. I don't do what I do by accident. I have always been this way. And the reason that I was left behind was because I knew I was different. I knew there was something odd about me. And by the way, I'm a drum maker. I'm a drummer. I play drums. I play rattles. I do those things. And in the second grade, I really remember myself banging on the desk, playing the desk. And Mrs. Gaines, she was my teacher at the time, she'd come over and hit me with a ruler, or she'd slap me or something of a violent nature, grab me and shake me out of it. And I was always in trouble, and I could never do anything right. And my parents would say, not my father, but my mother would say, you must have done something wrong if you got in trouble. Well, that's a relative thing. Being wrong is a relative thing. Doing something wrong is a relative thing. What eyes was Mrs. Gaines looking through? Was she looking through eyes of hurt, pain, shame, wound? She was an older woman, and she wore a blonde wig, and her bra strap was always hanging out. So there was some dishevelment there that I would see of somebody trying to be something that they weren't. And I was one of the kids that took it and got it because I was who I was. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not saying she's right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. But the fact of the matter is, I remember my memory. Those things are in my memory. They will never go away. It's how I deal with them, how I embrace them, how I feel them in my body, but not how I spin on the story and how shamed I was and how hurt I was and all those things. Those things were the catapult that sent me into the fourth dimension, a fifth dimension, an ascension, if you will. A higher vibration over a lifetime. And how many of you will look at your life that way, as an ascension, as a higher vibration, and come into a willingness of accepting what it is that you were given? I have accepted what I've been given. So this Thursday, this starseed is driving to Blythe, California, and I'm going to spend 4 days with people from all over the world. People just like me, people who carry their medicine, who walk and talk and breathe their medicine. I'd like to ask you to support me because I don't have a job. This is my job. This is what I do. This is who I am. So I'm going to be going there and doing what I do for those people. If you'd like to support me, great. If you don't, we're still friends. we're still friends on Facebook or Instagram or whatever the case may be. And for those of you that follow me, thank you. Thank you for following me. Thank you for following me. And I'll be moving into Sedona after that. And I'm going to look up some friends there and stay there with some friends. And I'm going to try to create events in Sedona while I am there. And I want you to know that I'm coming. I left Sedona about a month ago under some odd circumstances, but I was there for the lesson. I was there for the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? It hasn't been shown to me yet, but I will soon see and know what that is. Aho. I want to thank my friend Tanya Renee, for sparking me yesterday. We spoke early, and I went into anxiety for about 3 hours. And as I was working at my desk and creating the events that I've been creating for the next month, and then I started to calm down. I don't know if the 2 cups of coffee had anything to do with it, but I started to calm down. And thank you, Tanya Renee, my friend from Austin, Texas, and hopefully I'll get to see her when she's in Sedona in a week or so. Anyways, so that's it for me, Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. And I want to thank everybody for coming. Like I said, I want to thank everybody who supports me. I want to thank those who don't support me, but because it just allows me to say, okay, I can shake this coat off. I can shake these leaves off, and I can move forward and remain the tree that's rooted and fruited and that extends my branches into the heavens, and where the birds rest in my branches and eat of my fruit. And like I say all the time, what is my fruit? My fruit is the experience that I share with you, like just now, of how I got from point A to point B. Aho. Those of you who are my tribe, those of you who are a part of my tribe, who understand what I'm talking about, thank you. And those, I will see you in Blythe on Thursday, and the rest of you I'll see you in Sedona, in about a week and a half. All right? So have a beautiful day. Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. Oh.